I don't like them. I had no idea they were that evil. I know the camera looks really greasy. I'm really sorry. If I ever wanted to get an Italian man, it would be right now because I'm just dripping in olive oil. Like I put olive oil all over my bread to have like a little piece of bread. And then I also use that to tan. And like I'm all glowy and stuff. Okay. Anyway, Hollywood is full of and propaganda. So have you seen the movie Free Willy? So it's about this little boy who's being naughty. He's like in the foster system. And then this really nice couple takes them in and the dad's like really, really hot. And then the mom is just like the really sweet like girl next door. She seems like the type to, you know, have a house that always smells like something's baking. So anyway, the whole story of Free Willy is this little boy gets punished because he graffitis this aquarium and then he has to go to the aquarium and work at the aquarium and clean up the mess that he made. And then he starts bonding with the orca and the orca's name is Willy. And I remember watching this movie and being like, oh my God, that's so disgusting what they're doing. And then I looked it up and like there used to be, I don't know if they still exist, but there's a place called Marineland and it's in Ontario somewhere. And it's a big aquarium and you could go and you could see the animals and the fish and the aquatic life and the whales and everything. And I would go there and I would cry because I was so stressed out about the orca because Hollywood made me believe and Free Willy made me believe that these are like really special sweet animals that don't deserve to be in a enclosure. So anyway, I go on Netflix and I see that there's a documentary and I had it saved because I meant to watch it and it's called Our Oceans, okay? And so it's like 5 different episodes and the episode that I clicked on was the Southern Ocean. And this takes place in the Arctic. So you get to see like the different species and, you know, it's really interesting to me that penguins, you know, they risk their lives. They jump off this cliff and then the water and the wave and the current is so strong that it almost knocks them off their feet. But they need to get in the water to take the little fish and eat the little fish so that they can go back to their babies and feed their babies. And it's really funny how some animals will naturally take care of their babies and your mother won't call you to say happy birthday because she forgot. But we're not going to unpack that in this video. So anyway, I learned about these chin strap penguins and I'm like, oh, okay, this is really nice. This is really chill. And then we venture off and we learn about seals. And I'm like, oh, these animals are so like mean. Like, I don't know what the hell their problem is. So there's sea lions and there's seals and they're so fat. Like they are so fat. They're like this much fat and they're just whatever, right? So they can swim. They don't have arms. They have these weird little fins. And then they start getting hunted by orcas. And these orcas are so evil. Like, I know it's just, you know, how the world works, but they're so smart and they're so conniving. I had no idea. So there's this sea lion, right? And they do like a gang attack. So there's 5 of these orcas, okay? And what they do is they swim all in unison like this. And what happens is the sea lions are on this ice, on this little piece of ice, and they're all swimming in unison. And what happens is it causes a wave, and then the wave pushes the sea lions off the ice so that they're prey now. Now they're not safe. And then what they do was there's 2 sea lions on this little patch of ice. And when they did the little wave maneuver, it knocked one of the sea lions off. And so he was donezo. But then there was the one other one, and he was smart, and he was trying to outsmart the orcas. And so he was swimming around. And then whenever they would like go far to like swim back and make the wave, that was his opportunity to like get away. So he would swim and he found a bigger piece of ice, but it was between 2 other pieces of ice. And these goddamn orcas, they're so smart. They were using their fins and they were going like this. And they were using their fins, and what they were doing was they're trying to separate the piece of ice that the seal was on, because it was wedged between two pieces of ice, so they could keep doing their wave maneuver to knock him off the piece of ice. It was the most stressful. It was so stressful. I was so worried about the sea lion. And, I thought that was the bad guy, right, in that scenario. But I don't like orcas anymore. I'm gonna say it. I don't like orcas anymore. I don't like them. I had no idea they were that evil. Dude, this went on. They terrorized this seal for 4 hours. For 4 hours. And then they realized that, like, that's it. They weren't gonna get any food. They were not eating that seal. So then they finally gave up. But it was 4 hours of them just being conniving and ganging up on this one seal. So I really don't appreciate the propaganda about orcas, because it is false. Orcas are not sweet, innocent animals. So anyway, you should go and watch this documentary, and it's narrated by Barack Obama. So it's I'm sorry, I'm full of hormones. I can't deal with life, and it's really hot, and I just don't know what to do with myself. And I need to sleep, and it's whatever. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my video, and let me know if you watched that documentary and if you have any recommendations for other documentaries. Okay, bye. Love you.